on Today in Woburn. I'm your host, Samantha Stone. We are going to talk all about drainage with after all the rain we're getting is big key thing that's happening across the city and how you can help out. But before we do that, we're going to catch up with Mayor Concannon as always. Welcome, Mike.
Hi, Samantha. How's it going?
Good. We finally feel like we had a spring day on Sunday. It didn't last long, but we did. Did you do anything fun to enjoy the nice weather?
We did. We had a busy weekend, a lot going on. In terms of the weather, I was actually able to take my new grand puppy out for a walk yesterday, which was awesome. Beautiful little rescue dog that my son and his wife rescued this past week. Kind of like a German Shepherd mix and something else, but we had a nice long walk. She was very well behaved, and I got to enjoy the nice day yesterday. But a lot of things happening over the weekend. My wife and I actually went to the Tanner Tatas event at the country club on Friday night, which was packed. Great showing, lots of support. As you know, just great people doing wonderful work here in Woburn. So we were very happy to join them there. And then on Saturday morning, we went up to the St. Anthony's Club for their breakfast with the Easter Bunny, which was pretty cool too. Another crowded house. Tony and his team up there do a great job. Saturday night, we went to the vigil at our church, St. Charles Church, which was very nice. And then yesterday at Easter, we were together with the family, which was a lot of fun. A couple of them came in and out at different times. That's what happens when the kids get older. But there were snippets of time when we were all together. And then I stopped in at the fire department and the police department just to talk to our first responders who were working on the holiday and thank them. And it was good to see them. So yeah, I had a great weekend, a lot of fun.
That's fantastic. We'll have to get our puppies, my grand puppy and your grand puppy, or both shepherd mixes together sometime.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll have the dog in the office day.
I think ours is going to be a little one. She has little paws.
So I love it. Yeah, ours is, I think she's going to stick around 50 pounds. She's got floppy ears, so she's got something smaller than her mixed in. We don't know what it is, but they're precious. So that's cool. Awesome. Well, I know that busy weekends often lead to busy weeks. We've got a lot going on across the city. But before we stop talking about spring and hopefully nice weather, I do want to touch base about Earth Week, which is coming up here in the city. Next week, we're going to talk about Conservation Day. So Jim's going to join us and we'll do that. But we've got a lot happening around Earth Week as well. I thought maybe give you a chance to tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Earth Day is April 22nd. So that week there'll be several events in the city, and these will be on the website and the Facebook page, I'm sure, for people to learn more details. But I'm told that there's going to be a pollinator planting workshop, which I have learned has to do with attracting bees and such, which is great. We'll also be working with the group Gardens for Good. They're doing some pretty cool stuff. We met with them a month or so ago, heard what they're up to. So look forward to sharing that with the residents. And then there's also a guided walk around Horn Pond, more details to follow, which I think people will enjoy. And as you said, that's all in advance of Conservation Day, which is usually the first Saturday in May. Our efforts in the city tend to concentrate on Horn Pond, but there are other areas where people can contribute and help clean up. I'll be down at Horn Pond on Conservation Day morning with the Lions, cleaning up Lions Park, and then also we contribute by cooking for all of the groups that go down and clean up. We cook burgers and dogs and have a nice wrap up to the morning. So a lot happening in the next few weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll be this week, the people will start to see all those Earth Week information up on the calendar and such. So finalizing lots of details, but we've got BQ's has been very generous in donating soil and some plants and space for us to hold that pollinator workshop. So
excellent.
Yeah, we'll bring on the bees and the butterflies. That's how I always like to think of it. So that's great. With us starting to really hope and wish for nicer weather and just staying a little bit. We know that students are starting to think about summer jobs and things, and there's some stuff going on across the city to help them out. I thought we'd give you a chance to shout out about that job fair that's coming up.
Yes, there is a job fair. It's going to be at Woburn High on April 9th in the morning, 8:30 to 11. It's hosted by Mass Hire Metro North Workforce Board. So that's the Mass Hire Metro North Workforce Board. So that's a great opportunity.
Say that 6 times fast, a real tongue twister.
That's my limit. That's the best I can do. We'll have Matt say it when he gets on, see how he does. So that'll be for Woburn High School students. And we're trying to get the word out, all the local businesses, to try to provide some opportunities for our young students to have some work during the summer. And there'll also be some other opportunities. There's a few opportunities here within city government, DPW, recreation, et cetera. So that'll all start coming out shortly. And again, just a reminder that workforce job fair will be on April 9th.
That's wonderful, and a great opportunity. And speaking of students, we have at our high school an intern program that I just learned about. I think it's been around for a couple of years at least, but it was newer to me. And we do have some students who'll be coming to work at city government during that time.
Yeah. I know it's been described as an intern program as well as a passion project program. This year, I know that one of the assistant principals, Ed McGuire, is coordinating the efforts at the high school and trying to match up interested students with internships throughout the city and beyond. Give them a taste of the workforce and preparing for life after high school. We will have a few of them here in city government. I know there's 1 or 2 coming here in our office, couple down at maybe at DPW, and then at the cemetery as well. I think the deadline to apply has passed. I think Ed McGuire had gotten the word out to all the kids up there at the high school. Hopefully they're landing where they'd like to be, and they'll have a great experience through this internship program.
Yeah, I think it'll be a great opportunity for students to sort of experience different work environments. I'm excited to meet the folks who are coming here to City Hall. It'll be awesome. And then, not to beat a dead horse, but we will continue on the spring theme and maybe kickstart people's spring cleaning efforts. We've got a shredded event coming up this weekend.
That's right. That'll be here in City Hall parking lot, Saturday morning from 9 to 1. It's free, and it's a great opportunity for people in Woburn to go through some of their old files and carefully and securely dispose of some personal information and financial documents that are best shredded. So we encourage people to come on down. We usually get a lot of help from members of the city council and then residents who are just willing to step up and help out. Obviously, we have Shredded, the company, come in with their equipment, and people can watch as they put their documents into the boxes and get shredded right in front of their very eyes. So they have that confidence that information is no longer accessible. So I'd encourage people to go through their old files this week and come on down Saturday morning.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to do it, and good excuse to do it when we know we have a place and a time to make you get in there and dig through. Before I let you go today, I wanted to just mention we do have a new planning director, which some folks might have met at some of the planning meetings that have happened, but wanted to just give you an opportunity to talk a little bit about the priorities for that department and what you hope to see them focus on.
Sure. So the new planning director is John Cashell, a Woburn guy. He had that position years ago, and we're thrilled to have him back. Our long-term planning director, Tina Cassidy, has chosen to retire, a well-earned, well-deserved retirement. We wish her the very best. So John is taking over from Tina, continuing with the strategic planning for the city, serving as liaison and aid to the planning board, as well as the Woburn Redevelopment Authority, providing strategic leadership for the future of the city. John's got a great team in there with him. He's got Karen Smith and Casey Haggerty, who do an awesome job. We're also in the process of trying to find a grant writer to help the city, and that person will work in that office with John, Karen, and Casey, and just further complement that team. One of the things that they're looking at is a more proactive look at zoning in the city. Over the years, we've tended to be, like most cities and towns, reactive to issues that get presented. And I think one of John's, goals is to get a little more out front and come up with some good ideas for zoning the city in a way that works best for the city and the taxpayers and the residents and the businesses. as I said, instead of simply being reactive to a petition that may come before the various boards. Another thing he's looking at is the city's response to the MBTA communities law, which you probably read about in the Globe and the Herald and on all the news stations. It's a law that requires certain communities with MBTA transportation hubs and bus depots, et cetera, in their towns to provide for zoning in their community near those transportation hubs in such a way that would promote and allow for multifamily housing. So it's a bit of a controversial topic, as I'm sure folks have heard. Woburn is in the process of complying with the law in a way that best serves the needs and the interests of the city of Woburn. And John is spending a lot of time working on that. We've got some assistance from our friends at the MAPC, the Planning Council, and he's well underway. He's working with the planning board and its members, the city council and its members, and we hope to have a draft of an ordinance that would be in compliance with the state's requirements, but again, crafted in such a way as reflecting the best interests and the goals of the city of Woburn. So John's got a lot on his plate. He's got a great team to help him with it, and we're very excited that he's here leading our planning department.
Thank you so much. I've had a chance to meet John and be in a couple meetings. I'm excited to have him here as well. I think there's a lot of work being done with that particular zoning ordinance that's important, and of course in general across the city as well.
Right. Yep.
Thanks for joining us as always, Mike. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Samantha.
Next up, Matt Barrett from our engineering department. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We're going to talk about heavy rain. So I kept focusing on nice weather with Mike, and spring is coming, but the reality is with that comes a lot of rain. And we have actually a pretty fun program, an Adopt a Drain program. And I wanted to give you a chance to tell us a little bit about that, because it's really something that we rely on residents to help support.
Yeah, it's been kind of fun. You know, I think the idea is that while we have a great DPW department here, and they do their best they can to keep snow off the roads and debris off the drains, you know, they only have a limited number of staff to handle the over 4,000, I think it is, catch basins, storm drains that we have in the city. And, you know, as you said, we've had a lot of rain, not just over the winter, but since last spring. So the water table's high, and, you know, between leaves coming down in the fall and, you know, other leaves and branches coming down over the winter, there's a lot of different things that can temporarily block a storm drain. And, you know, all we're asking is if there's a drain in, you know, in front of your house or near your house, just go ahead and, you know, if you can volunteer to just try to keep that clear. We're not asking anybody to endanger themselves or open it up or anything like that, but just grab a rake or a broom and try to keep leaves, snow, debris, trash, whatever it is, off that grate so that the water can go down the drain as it's supposed to. And along with that, I guess should go a reminder that that water, once it goes down the drain, it doesn't get treated. It doesn't go to a sewer plant. It doesn't get, you know, dispose of waste in that way. It's just a conduit for getting water off the road and into a stream, a brook, a wetland, you know, a culvert, something nearby. And so ultimately all of that water either goes to Horn Pond or the Aberjona River, and both come together and go into the Mystic River. So anything that goes down a storm drain in Woburn ultimately goes to mostly the Mystic River, a little bit to, I think, the Shawsheen, but most of Woburn is in the Mystic River watershed. So
yeah, so it's really such an important thing. It's also kind of fun because one of the things you get to do if you adopt a drain is name it. And I know people have had some fun with naming. What's some of your favorites?
Yeah, it's been fun, and it's just I think a way, you know, we've got the adopted drains item displayed on our WebGIS system. So and the names are displayed there with them. So most of them are like a word play on the word drain. But there's been some creative ones that have popped up. I think some of my favorites are Blame It on the Drain, Last Drain to Clarksville, and Drain the Rock Johnson. Those are probably my favorites.
Great.
But yeah, there's a ton of great ones out there. Some references to Stephen King's Pennywise, all kinds of fun stuff. Lots of songs and things like that get thrown in there. And a few Red Sox references as well.
I love it. Well,
yeah,
this is a great, relatively easy way for us to help keep our neighborhoods water flow and clean, and those drains working as they're designed to do. So, just like we encourage people to shovel around a fire hydrant in winter to keep it clear for emergencies, this is another relatively easy way that we can help out as well. So I would encourage lots of people to sign up and do this, particularly if they've got something near their home and with easy access. Where can they sign up? I know it's on the website.
It's on the website in a number of places. Right now, on the main homepage of the city website, there's a news item. It's dropped down from the more prominent ones, but it's still on the homepage that talks about adopting a drain. If that happens to get shuffled out of the mix on the homepage, you can go to the engineering department webpage under the stormwater program links under the webpage menu. Engineering has a lot of projects, a lot of programs we're responsible for, and so we have a lot of web pages. But anyway, under the stormwater page, there is another page for adopting a drain. And there's also a link on the WebGIS page where we have menus for some other mapping related options, and one of them is a dashboard showing all the drains we've adopted that have been adopted, and there's a link. I think it's the GIS logo across the header on top of the page is a link to the adoption website. And I should mention that this whole program was set up for us by our friends at the Mystic River Watershed Association. It's an initiative they've been doing throughout the watershed with all the cities and towns in the watershed, trying to encourage this type of initiative. So they had the system built for us, and it's something through them. So if you see in the URL on the website when you get to there something about Mystic River, that's why. But it's been a great program, and we're really happy with it so far. I think we've got about 64 drains adopted so far, but I'm expecting a monthly report any day now to show any new ones that may have been adopted in the month of March. So
that's wonderful. They've been a great partner of ours. I would encourage lots, but let's get that number way up there. Yes. It's a great opportunity to do that. And if all else fails, when you get to the website, search Adopt a Drain, and those links will also come up. And we encourage you to do that. Before we wrap up the show today, I just wanted to let you know, if you're driving down the city common and you see blue flags and blue lights at night, it's because that is up for autism awareness. That is April, the month of April. And so we like to keep you posted on what those different colors and flags represent. So we're honored to be able to support those in our community who have autism or have loved ones who do. And it's a great way to just raise all of our general awareness around that. And there'll be more activities later in the month there. In the interim, Woburn, as always, please continue to take good care of each other.